The following program is paid for by the Southern California Rapid Transit District and in part by the following companies that share RTD's concern about transit and the environment. Universal Studios Hollywood, where you'll live the movies. The Gas Company, glad to be of service. And Longo Toyota Lexus, the world's largest dealer.
This is the La Brea tar pits. It took millions of years to produce the petroleum-based tar in this bubbling pool, but after only a couple hundred years of the Industrial Revolution, we're facing rapidly diminishing oil supplies and increasing pollution. Hello, I'm Val Zavala.
And I'm Joseph Benty. On this edition of Transit 2000, we'll look at some of the alternatives to conventional gasoline. I'll explore one promising option. It's natural gas. Compressed natural gas, or CNG, is already used widely in fleet vehicles. And could there be a CNG car in your future?
I'll look at another clean air energy alternative, electricity. More powerful, efficient, and long-lasting batteries are making the dream of an electric car more and more of a reality every day.
Alternative fuels are only one way to improve our environment. More efficient highway and rail lines are another. Ambitious plans for a new transportation corridor in Southern California could provide a major boost to our Pacific Rim trade and get trucks off our freeways.
All this and a lot more on Transit 2000.
Clearing the air. All of us at the gas company are working to make it happen. You see, the gas you cook with and heat with is the same natural gas that can drive pollution away. That's because it's the cleanest burning of all conventional fuels. So let's use it wisely. Its abundant supply will help us all down the road. For help and how-tos, call on us, the gas company. Glad to be of service.
This is Ed Begley Jr. asking for your help. Let's clean up LA.
Visitors have been coming to the La Brea tar pits for thousands of years. Some, like the imperial mammoth, came to stay. The industrialized world has been stuck on petroleum for a far shorter time. But diesel and gasoline may not power our transportation systems into the future. We need alternatives. And one promising example is now bubbling to the surface. It's natural gas.
Natural gas is a gas similar to the air that we breathe. It's found underground. It was formed there over millions and millions of years from the pressure of the Earth's crust. It's a non-toxic gas. We use it to heat our homes, to heat the water in our homes, to cook our food. And we've now found an additional use in it to power the vehicles that we drive.
Actually, natural gas has been powering vehicles since the 1930s, and today nearly 800,000 vehicles run on compressed natural gas throughout the world. About 50,000 are in the United States, and that number is rising. Director of Alternative Fuels for the U.S. Department of Energy, John Russell.
The thing we want to do with alternative fuels is simultaneously balance our energy posture and clean up the air by introducing alternative fuel vehicles to be the prevalent mode of transportation within the next 10 to 20 years. That's our goal.
Federal, state, and local regulations are forcing us to come up with cleaner vehicles and alternative fuels, such as natural gas. The first affected are transit buses and other fleet vehicles. RTD Director of Equipment Maintenance, Rich Davis.
We are testing compressed natural gas because it is an environmentally clean fuel and it has the potential of possibly being cheaper than existing fuels. So it's both an economic incentive and a good business move.
Today, virtually all natural gas vehicles are in fleets. Examples are this diaper service truck, and many rides and vehicles at Disneyland. Some are part of alternative fuel testing programs. But gas suppliers see another market down the road. Regional Natural Gas Vehicle Sales Manager for the Southern California Gas Company, Mike Morelli.
Currently, our marketing emphasis is for fleet use because the fleet vehicles travel within a limited range and come back to a central refueling point. However, our plan is to have the infrastructure grow to support the consumer automobile all the way down to the people using their vehicles for everyday use.
Will you be driving a natural gas-powered car sometime soon? ARCO, for example, firmly believes that reformulated gasolines will be clean enough to meet strict new emission standards. Others say introducing natural gas vehicles and the refueling system to support them will be very expensive. How much? Today, for about $2,500 to $3,000, you can have a gasoline-powered vehicle converted to operate solely on natural gas or to run on either natural gas or gasoline. You'll keep your present car, but lose some performance along with some trunk space when you add a compressed natural gas storage tank. To get full performance and no loss of storage space, you can buy a factory-built natural gas van or pickup. The sticker price is about $3,500 more than a gasoline-powered version, but as an incentive, the gas company will pick up half the extra cost, and the federal government adds a $2,000 tax deduction. Other incentives. Natural gas is currently about 85 cents a gallon, compared to about $1.20 for conventional gasoline. Today, this Unocal station in the City of Industry is one of about 25 locations in California where general consumers can fill her up with compressed natural gas. Until a string of compressed natural gas pumps is built, individuals can use a small compressor at home. This unit is mainly intended for commercial users. The combined purchase and installation cost is about $4,000, and it takes overnight to fill a tank. Larger compressors, like this one at the Long Beach Gas Department's public station, allow you to refuel a car in just a few minutes. Although procedures are a little different, it's as easy as filling up with gasoline. For maximum driving distance, natural gas is stored under pressure, resulting in many built-in safety systems. If a driver accidentally takes off with the filling hose still attached, the flow of gas is automatically stopped. Natural gas fuel tanks meet exacting national standards. In this test, the tanks withstood shots from a .357 Magnum. This dynamite test is equivalent to a car crashing into a wall at 90 miles an hour. And here's a drop from 30 feet. The car didn't do well, but the storage tank held up fine.
We're not pioneering any longer at all. There are over 350 million logged miles of vehicles running on natural gas without any single incidence of failure of either the tanks or the lines or any accident whatsoever. It is a safer fuel than gasoline.
Natural gas is clean, relatively cheap. Supplies are abundant and nearby in North America. Also, natural gas-powered vehicles are available from major manufacturers. But adopting energy alternatives can be costly and time-consuming. Not making changes, however, can be even more costly in the long run.
Looking ahead to transportation in the 21st century, there's electricity in the air. After these messages.
My parents think riding in a teacup is hot. Mom, Dad, say hello to her! Wow! She's really getting into it! Excellent! Watch out!
Backdraft, 10,000 degrees of fun, roaring to life at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Pretty cool, huh, Dad?
Oh, yeah.
Things that are small, a pea, an ant, your boss's brain. Things that are curvy, a pretzel, a snake, the human body. Then there's the new Pactel Minivox, the world's smallest, the world's curviest cellular phone. Pactel's new Minivox. Call 1-800-9-PACTEL. It's got everybody talking. Well, almost everybody. Oh, and ask about our 300 free minutes of airtime offer.
About to take a ride into the 21st century. This car is powered by batteries, and it's part of the International Electric Grand Prix, the largest gathering of alternative fuel vehicles ever assembled. We're off and humming.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
The route of the Grand Prix will take us from Long Beach to San Bernardino. Traveling through normal street traffic, it's not a contest of speed. This is a real-world test of endurance and driving skills. In traffic, our car hardly stands out, except for the fact that its electric engine is adding zero pollution to the surrounding environment. The International Electric Grand Prix is a 3-day event. Stops along the way allow the competitors to show off their cars, and of course, charge their batteries. This is the equivalent of a traveling gas station. Dan Parmley explains.
Well, what we have is the first mobile electric fueling station built in the United States.
Mobile?
Right. In other words, what we can do is we can bring this vehicle fueling station to shopping plazas, places of work, or at events like this, and charge up numerous cars. At this event, we're charging between 30 and 40 electric cars at one time.
Now, do you charge for this service like you would for gas, like anyone would for gas?
Yes, it's designed to be metered. As you see, we have meters that's similar to what you have on a house. So this tells you how many kilowatts of energy you're using, and this information then can be sent to the power company to get a utility bill, or it could go on your Visa or MasterCard.
While the Grand Prix contestants are charging up, the crowd here at Santa Monica College has come to glimpse the future. But not every car looks like it belongs to Luke Skywalker. Welcome to a 1930s version of the 21st century. The dream of electric-powered cars goes way back. This classic is owned and still driven by Jamison Handy Jr.
Well, this was built as electric. It's a Detroit Electric, 1932. They made about 13,000 of these cars between 1906 and 1941 when they quit for World War II.
And here we are in 1992, and it's back in
60
vogue.
years old.
And the latest thing again. Both Jamison and his Detroit Electric have witnessed a lot of changes in transportation, but it was the oil crisis of the 1970s that foreshadowed the need for today's race for change.
Oh yeah, it's funny. My friends at work used to tease me, say, well, you know, you're supposed to save on electricity too, remember? You aren't allowed to use Christmas lighting. And I said, yes, but there's no lineup by the light plug. There sure is at the gas station.
Like the 30s, today battery life and weight remain major obstacles. But memories of gas lines and strict new air quality standards are pushing electric technologies faster than ever. This car is at the cutting edge. It's the Solar Flare. Using hand-me-down hardware, it was designed and built by students at Cal Poly Pomona. Cal Poly's Tina Shelton.
This isn't really designed to be a commuter vehicle and something you'll take to the grocery store. This is like the Formula One cars in racing. It's a way to prove the technology, to improve efficiencies like on batteries and motors and things like that. And the real purpose is the educational experience. It's showing college kids as well as elementary kids and high school kids that technology is fun.
What percentage of the fleet you think will be electric, say in 10, 12 years from now?
Well, by law, by the year 2003, 10% of the vehicles sold have to be electric vehicles.
Technologies like solar and electric may be exotic, but they don't have to belong to the 21st century. In fact, you can buy an electric car just like this one today. Bill Muir is president of a unique car dealership in North Hollywood.
Green Motor Works is the first truly car dealership for electric cars. We have a showroom, we have a lot full of cars, some previously owned, some new conversions, some purpose-built electrics, and then we have a service area with 4 bays where we do service on people that already have electrics, and then we convert cars from gas right there on the premises.
With purchase prices ranging between $11,000 and $30,000, buying an electric car isn't cheap. Add the uncertainty of new technologies and the lack of readily available recharging stations, the question remains, is all this talk of electric cars premature? Not to Don Bright of Solar Electric Engineering.
We have an electric car manufacturing facility in Southern California that will produce more on-road EVs than anyone has ever produced in the past.
EVs meaning
Electric vehicles, yes. They're a little more expensive initially, but however, at an operating cost of 3 cents per mile, and the fact that there's virtually zero maintenance, there's no tune-ups, spark plugs, oil changes, mufflers, radiators, starters, all the things that can go wrong with your gas-powered vehicle are eliminated with an electric car. So your overall cost is less, and you're doing it with zero pollution, you're saving the world, and you can sleep better at night.
Not all transportation experts are so optimistic. Battery technology still has a way to go to compete with the speed, range, and fueling convenience of the internal combustion engine. But electric vehicle enthusiasts are confident an inevitable transportation revolution is just around the corner and coming fast. When this International Electric Grand Prix is over, there'll only be one winner. But transportation experts say we can all be winners if we continue to develop and explore environmentally conscious alternatives to conventional gas-powered cars.
From sea to city, plans for a transportation corridor for the 21st century. Next on Transit 2000.
Clearing the air. All of us at the gas company are working to make it happen. You see, the gas you cook with and heat with is the same natural gas that can drive pollution away. That's because it's the cleanest burning of all conventional fuels. So let's use it wisely. Its abundant supply will help us all down the road. For help and how-tos, call on us, the gas company. Glad to be of service.
This is Adrienne Barbeau asking for your help. Let's clean up LA.
Most people are surprised to learn that America's 2 busiest ports are side by side. Worldport LA at San Pedro and nearby Port of Long Beach. Southern California's sister harbors move 140 million metric tons of cargo every year, and they are a gateway to a region with an economy that's bigger than that of most countries. But the traditional center of this region is downtown Los Angeles, more than 20 miles away from the shoreline. In between is a lot of city, and that means a lot of traffic congestion. Bob Paternoster is Director of Planning and Building for the City of Long Beach.
Ports carry traffic. I mean, that's the whole purpose of ports, is to move goods from one place to another. There's no problem out there in the ocean. There's plenty of capacity in the ocean to bring the boats in and out. There's some problem on the land of having enough land to actually transfer the goods. But the main problem is once you get the goods onto the land, how do you get them to their point of destination? And what's happened over time is as the ports have grown and the volumes of goods have grown, that the number of trains and the number of trucks have grown as well. And it's going to come to the point, unless we do something, that the communities through which these trains and these trucks go are going to say, stop.
The possibility of that stop started a plan. The result was a proposal for an ambitious high-capacity truck train right-of-way connecting the harbors and downtown Los Angeles. It's called the Alameda Corridor. The general manager of the Alameda Corridor Transportation Authority is Gil Hicks.
The corridor will run from downtown Los Angeles to the ports along Alameda Street. And the environmentally superior alternative that we have identified in our environmental impact report is the so-called depressed railway, which will be below ground. There will be a trench, 47 feet wide and 33 feet deep. And there will be 2 mainline railroad tracks down in that trench. This trench will occur north of Route 91, from 91 up to about 25th Street near downtown Los Angeles. In addition, the highway of Alameda Street itself will be widened from 4 to 6 lanes to accommodate additional traffic.
It's an ambitious project that could take 10 years to complete and cost between $1.3 and $2 billion. Most of the money will come from federal and state funds and from the ports themselves. Is the Alameda Corridor worth it? Deputy Executive Director for Development of Worldport LA is Dwayne Lee.
The infrastructure cost, the transportation network cost, it just makes it prohibitive to consider the possibility of building a port somewhere today where one does not exist. So the ports we have in this country are the ones we're going to have into the next century. That's not going to change. However, as we look at movement of goods in the international arena, everything we see, all the forecasts, all the people we talk to, all the trends indicate that more and more cargo, more and more commodities, more and more goods are going to move on the international waters back and forth between countries as various economic trends and shifts occur and those demands are adjusted to. Consequently, that means that a fixed number of ports are going to continue to see growing demands to be able to handle that cargo. We have got to be able to increase the capacity of the ports to process and handle that cargo and move it out of the port into the local economy. If we don't, then that, in effect, can become the limiting factor on the economic growth potential of a region, of a country, of a nation.
Despite the anticipated need, there's still a lot of planning left to do. For example, what's going to happen when Alameda Corridor traffic arrives downtown? One idea is to ease traffic flow by creating a hierarchy of existing streets, each emphasizing one class of transportation over another. The principal transportation engineer for LA's Department of Transportation, Alan Rifkin.
What we're hoping to do is to develop Alameda Street as a highway that's compatible with the amount of traffic that's coming from this Alameda corridor. So as development occurs along Alameda Street in the downtown area, we hope to widen Alameda Street as much as possible, and that becomes the primary route through downtown for the trucks.
To protect the interest of local communities, a joint powers authority made up of cities along the route and other governmental representatives was formed. Getting everyone to work together hasn't been easy, but even with inevitable neighborhood disruptions, proponents say there are strong incentives for moving ahead with an Alameda corridor.
If a container comes into the port and it needs to get put on a train to go to Chicago or Memphis or Houston, today it almost has to be trucked to downtown Los Angeles to be loaded on that train. Once the corridor is in place, then we'll be able to put that container on the train in the port, and we eliminate a 26-mile one-way trip by a truck to move one container. That sort of decrease in the number of truck trips that will be necessary to make this transfer from ship to train will be a substantial savings in terms of air emissions and an improvement in air quality.
The people of California will benefit in terms of the environmental cleanup that is associated with this. We will have less pollution, less noise, less impacts in residential areas. And another major benefit is jobs. This is a recession period. This project will create up to 9,000 construction jobs. The growth of the harbor itself will create, in the whole Southern California area, about 700,000 additional jobs related to import-export activities between now and the year 2020.
We're assuming that, in fact, Southern California is going to continue to grow. We're going to have more jobs and more people and more activity in Southern California. As that happens, if the infrastructure to support that growth is not there, if the transportation system is not there, then you just get more and more congestion and a reduced quality of life. If we're going to maintain the lifestyle that we've become accustomed to here and, in fact, improve it, then we've got to improve our transportation system as the region grows.
Coming up, the secret to congestion-free Christmas shopping.
My parents think writing in a teacup is hot. Mom, Dad, say hello to hot.
10,000 degrees of fun, roaring to life at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Pretty cool, huh, Dad?
Oh, yeah.
Let's sack graffiti. This announcement is a public service of the Los Angeles Raiders and the RTD.
You know, Joseph, it seems like Christmas gets here earlier every year.
And with it, the holiday spirit, good cheer, and traffic jams.
Oh, spoken like a true Grinch.
Not really, Val. There are easier ways. You can take the bus.
Whether you're headed downtown to the 7th Street Market, or Koreatown Plaza, the Crenshaw Shopping Center, or here at the Beverly Center, there's a convenient RTD bus line.
And with the bus, you don't have to be Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer to find your way there and back. For further information about RTD routes near you, call 213-626-4455.
That's it for this program. Next, Transit 2000 takes you on the road.
I'll be taking you to a city that has been called North America's mass transit showplace. It's Toronto, Canada.
And many say Toronto, with its far-reaching system of trains, trolleys, subways, and buses, is a glimpse of Southern California's transportation future.
And closer to home, I'll introduce you to the men and women of the RTD's Transit Police, who make your trip safer than ever.
That and a lot more next time on Transit 2000.
See you then.
Bye-bye.